Hey ho bags, welcome back to For the Fans.
What?
We are so excited
call
to talk
them?
about the latest and greatest episode of Survivor 46. We are going to get all into the epic meltdown. We are going to talk about some Applebee's. We are going to
Applebee's got their money's worth last night.
We're going to talk all things Liz, all things Q, all things blindsides and being voted out with idols, all the things.
No, but before we talk about it, what did you call the people that watch and listen?
Hoe bags.
Is that an American term for amazing humans?
Yes. Hey ho bags.
Okay, hey ho bag.
Hoe bag. Interesting.
Hoe bag.
That
a whole bag of rice they didn't get last night.
Listen, top to bottom, that was the single best episode of Survivor, U.S. Survivor, we have gotten in the last 9 seasons.
No.
Someone said it was the best episode ever, and I don't think either one. I think both of those are hyperbole.
No,
I think the last
episode,
definitely the best episode of the new era.
No,
I also disagree.
Which
there was a better episode this season. The one or two after Banu left, where there was some really fun gameplay. It was great. There was two tribals. It was a great strategy game. This was not a strategy night. Well, it was, I guess, but
it was fun.
It was Jesse Cody of it all.
The Cray.
Jesse Cody of it all was fun.
No, this was by far the best episode. Like, not even close. I think the only episode in the semi-recent past was the Tony extortion episode on Winners at War. That's the only other episode that comes close.
That's the old era. Okay.
Right, exactly. That's how long
we need to move on. It's a whole new world. You've said here on this podcast that you accept the new world.
I do, and that's why I loved it. This was amazing television, top to bottom. I can't wait to get into it.
Ah! She yelled, and I was so scared.
It was great.
She didn't just yell; she went.
Yeah. So let's get into it all. We jump into this episode, and they're back on the beach.
Yeah.
Q has somehow escaped the mess that he created. Everybody had Q as public enemy number 1. We get this split vote that wasn't a planned split vote.
Hold on.
Completely unorganized.
Before we get into it, how did you feel about Hunter going home? Me and Sheldon talked about it extensively last week, but we didn't get to hear your thoughts. We know that Hunter was your favorite. He had an idol. He tried to scramble. He took too long to read. I don't think Hunter's a very good player.
No, Hunter's a terrible player. He's great at the challenges. He's really bad at Survivor. So
we were lied to through the edit that he was good.
Yeah.
Or we just wanted him to be good. I don't know what it was.
Well, I mean, you want to root for him. He's a really nice, likable guy. Like, he gives up to become a doctor so that he can, help the kids in his community. And he builds Survivor challenges and runs, LRGs for them. Like,
look, it's awesome that you can go back to what really matters most: school.
Yep. Just take it on back. But we get this where Q has survived, but he's feeling maybe a little down and out. We got him pouting on the beach. Not even necessarily pouting, but just chilling. He's reading the room, and he's reading it correctly. Like, you've made it through this, my guy. Let's give everybody their space. How do y'all think Q handled himself this episode coming off of last episode?
Q had a plan to play this game. He's kind of exhausted all of his strategic options. And so he realizes that the only way for him to survive now is to win. So there's no point in socializing.
Right.
That part's now irrelevant. So him being on the beach, being by himself, while everyone seems hell-bent on getting him out, I get it. That's all that's left.
Yeah, but
I don't know. Like, I agree with Kevin, but I don't see the world, and I don't think I see the game like he does. Like, he basically looked at the chessboard and he said, well, no one else is going to help me except for me, so I'm just going to go chill by myself and go play the challenges. That's not what I would do. I would figure out how to go through the window, how to go through the roof, how to like I would try to figure. I would never give up. So I don't necessarily understand this ability to chill back. However, I'll also say that, and I'm going to make a little bit of a hot take. If he somehow actually gets to the end, there might be some story. Like he is the most hated, unlike they don't want to look at his face anymore. And for him to actually be able to somehow get to the end, whether it be Maria bringing him around or someone else, like there might be some arguments for some votes, maybe a win. I don't know. I don't think
he cannot win this game. They do not like him.
Yeah,
I'm less convinced of that.
No.
I feel like there's only a very narrow window where we could see Q even possibly win, and I don't even think that's possible. The only scenario where I think he could win is maybe he can catch a few votes if he's up against Venus and Ben, but I think they like Ben more, and I think
they like Ben way more. Ben way more. Like Q can't win. He cannot. Sheldon, he cannot win, Sheldon. I'm sorry.
But hold on, Kevin. Like this, we're not playing with. These are all amazing fans of the show. I don't think they're going to want to vote for Ben just because he's nice. Right. And so I think that at least with Q, they have the ability to say, well, the first part of the game, he was really leading it. Yeah, he had some immunities. He was down and out, and somehow he figured out a way to get back in. Like, again, I actually don't believe he's going to win. I think it's hard. But I am seeing some ability if he does somehow figure out to make it through. There's a story.
Sheldon, you know I love you, Sheldon, but there's no way.
I mean, like I said, the only way I could see Q even getting a couple votes would be in the scenario that he is with Ben and Venus. That is his only chance.
But not, and like you said, a couple, not enough.
Yeah, like I mean, I think he could get Hunter and Tevin, maybe Soda.
So hold on. Yeah, if that is the final three, you think Ben wins?
Well, yeah. Yes, because they hate Q, and it's because of who Q is. Like, because Q's stuff is like not even strategy. They feel like it's just chaos, and that's why, which is why he's out here on the beach just chilling, because there's nothing more for him to do. No one wants to be in a room with him. No one wants to sit with him. No one wants to talk to him. They would have voted him out tonight if Hunter wasn't so juicy. Like that was the reason it happened, and I'm more mad. As Liz, I'm more mad that I was left out, not the fact that Q didn't go home. I wish y'all let me in, but I'm more than happy the fact that I voted for Q, because I would rather Q not be here.
Yeah.
So the only reason why we're talking Q is that Mama Maria came to hold his hand, figuratively.
Yeah. So I mean, I think this was a good episode for Maria, where like episode 1, we were so impressed with Maria,
right?
And then she's kind of fallen on the back burner where, we've gotten the narrative from Charlie's POV as opposed to Maria's. And this episode definitely flipped.
Which is amazing, because Charlie ended up winning immunity, and it was still Maria's episode. I feel like I didn't see Charlie at all last night.
This was a Maria episode. We still made sure we got some Charlie, which I thought was very interesting.
Well, he was.
Because this was... No. When they came back, they sit down with Charlie. Charlie talks about the vote. We make sure we see that scene. The Maria of it. This was a Maria episode for sure, and I loved it, and I love that for her. But it didn't. It raised her in my view of could she win the game, but it didn't have her overtake Charlie to me, because unless I see another episode or two where Maria is doing all of the driving. They gave this one to Maria. They did not give it to Charlie.
Yeah.
But I felt like to this point, I hadn't gotten enough Maria to really believe that she could win this thing compared to Charlie.
Yeah. I mean, and I think that they're both very good players, Maria and Charlie. We've seen this this has kind of been a theme of the new era where we've seen a partnership between two people that are actually very, very good at the game. Almost every season, we've got Shannon Ricard. In 42, you got Marianne and Omer. 43, you had Jesse and Cody. 44, everyone's favorites, Jam, Carolyn, and Carson.
Carolyn was not good at this game, man.
She was. And in 45, we
She
got
was not.
Dee, Julie, and Austin. You know, we've had little groupings every season where we've had a couple people that have a pretty good pulse on the game. And so you know, Maria and Charlie are definitely it this season. You know, I've had some discussions last night after this episode. You know, this season is, to me, it's come like full circle, not full circle, 180 from the Banu moments where I'm actually very, very much enjoying this season. It's very character driven, less driven on strategy, but like I'm okay having a more boring winner with Charlie and Maria.
I don't agree with
great
that.
Character moments along the way.
Wait,
I
you said
don't
a
agree.
boring.
I don't agree with that at all. This is a strategy game completely. We just have multiple blind sides. Like,
Yeah. Wait, what is a
Right. I think
Oh,
Maria and Charlie are playing a really, really great game in the midst of chaos.
But what do you mean boring winner?
I think that they're a little more boring. They're not big personalities. Like I said, whenever we did our cast assessment many, many weeks ago, and I picked Hunter as my winner, I said, I think that this is a season where we get back to having a little more boring winner. Like hold on, let me finish my statement and I will explain myself if you will only let me talk. Okay. No. So we've had Jam, character, Gabler, character, Marianne, character. Okay? So we've had 3 seasons in a row that they saw, because they don't see D win, where we have more character-driven winners. And I said, I think that this could be a season where we have a more bland winner. Hence why I chose Hunter as my winner pick. Okay? Charlie is just a better version of Hunter.
But I think I see what you're saying. What you're trying to say is that
Charlie
they
and
are
Maria is a great winner.
Let him talk now, Kylie.
Really, it sounds like what you're saying is this is a season where somebody who's not super eccentric is going to win.
Yes.
And to me, that's not boring. To me, I would love Charlie to win. Like, it's been a pleasure to watch him maneuver this game. It would be
I think it was a pleasure.
Winner. It was a pleasure to watch Dee win that game and not be super eccentric either. She was a little villainous, a little fun, a little like
that does not make them boring.
Okay. To me, Charlie and Maria are a little boring. Sorry, but they are.
I guess I'm boring to
whenever Q sits, okay, I didn't get to talk about last episode. When Q sits down with Charlie and is like, hey, y'all have a really good opportunity here. You can throw the challenge and we can get Hunter. And they're like, that doesn't jive with me. That's boring to me. Okay.
He said it doesn't jive with me because this is Q's idea, and I don't want to work with Q.
No, they're not saying because it's Q's idea. They don't like the idea of throwing a challenge to get Hunter out. To them, that is not how they want to win the game, and that is perfectly fine. To me, that is not exciting or fun from a winner. Are they great people? I think absolutely. Are they playing great games? 100%. Are they going to be exciting winners? No.
Do you think that Kim Spradlin's about a boring winner?
Yes.
Okay, so it's really interesting because we're finding like a real disagreement here, because if you are playing a super strong strategic game, that is my entertainment, a lot more so than watching cray cray happen. Okay. We just fundamentally disagree about life.
We just fundamentally disagree as people. Yeah. That's good to know.
Totally fine.
Well, to wrap up the boring winner situation, I think that not even the new era, the last 10 years, the only one that's not a quote unquote boring winner by what you said is like Jam. I don't think Gabler is a weird winner like Fabio. Fabio and Gabler are very like perplexing winners to me.
Right, he's
But
more of a character. I mean, he played palm fronds on somebody.
I'm sorry, Marianne is eccentric. Like that's not.
so that's the thing. Like when she clarified that non-boring meant eccentric, I agree with you with Marianne. But for me, my definition of non-boring or whatever, the guy that's like out there was Jam because he was able to marry the strategy with the
right. But I mean, have Charlie and Maria done anything groundbreaking this season?
No one does.
Yes.
No,
yeah,
they
haven't. They have maneuvered. They have strategically
haven't done anything groundbreaking. They've played very good, solid, strategic games. And there's nothing wrong with that.
This show's been on for 23 years. People are not reinventing the wheel anymore.
And look,
there's always things that are a little bit different. I think Dee's a great winner because she pulls off that move last season where she gets Julie to play her idol. She doesn't tell Austin about it. She manages to keep Austin in the game. She manages to keep Julie in the game. Dee was a little groundbreaking as a winner.
That's not groundbreaking.
Sure.
That's not groundbreaking. Jam didn't do anything groundbreaking. The last person that was groundbreaking was Russell, who found idols without a clue. Tony, who made a spy shack. Those are groundbreaking things.
Hunter, who made a spy shack but didn't spy.
But
not groundbreaking.
The point of this was to talk about Maria's game. So let's talk, because she is clearly creating these social relationships and continuing on to think about how do you maneuver all the way to the end of this game by seeing somebody who is everybody's target and saying, come on over, honey. Come on over. I'll be your mama, baby.
But that's the thing, though, right? It's like, as we see later on in the episode, her being the mama is not necessarily that strong because she can't. This dude is so persona non grata that people don't want to work with him at all. They end up doing this thing because the idol is that much more dangerous in their opinion. But this person is so grating to them at this point that even she's like, we might need to cut this dude. I was trying, but I don't know that this is going to work. I don't know.
And it's this also, where we talk about the 39 days not, coming into play, where if they just have a little more time, something else happens and maybe Q can rebound. But whenever they go to a tribal and then they go to another tribal and they go to another tribal, Q has no chance of changing anybody's opinion.
I agree with that. It's very hard to make a turnaround in 24 hours when part of those 24 hours is a challenge and then this and the intro. It's very hard.
Yeah.
It's the thing is we're talking about the amount of time. I don't think any amount of time extra would allow Q to change who he is as a person. He wanted to be in charge. After he was no longer in charge, he then tried to retake power. After that didn't work, there's not really much else.
But I don't think it's about changing who he is as a person. He can't change who he is as a person. I think that Q is Q. But I think it's about leaving enough space between the big crap that he took, the big shit he took, and letting that smell wipe away. This is a horrible analogy. But enough time for people to sort of forget how bad he is, to sort of get ingratiated and be at minimum used as a weapon, as somebody's tool, and then ultimately brought in to do something himself in the game. I think that's what the extra time is for. And I always bring up Australian Survivor, 50-something days. It allows for a lot of maneuvering because of the amount of days they have.
Right. And they forget things. Yeah, I forget that,
there for 2 months.
For me. This person, voted against me, whatever. Time heals all wounds, as they say. And the 26-day game, just doesn't allow that. Q is not going to be able to turn it around. Maria has a good strategy, though. She is going to try to pull Q in, use him as a number, and we're going to see it pay off very, very soon. Just Maria having a little bit of humanity towards Q.
I hope it does. The only thing that could get Maria, and I really don't think this is going to happen, is Charlie.
Oh, I think it's going to happen.
You think it's going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
I'm more convinced it might be the other way around. I think
we'll get into that. We'll get in on who we think has a chance at winning this thing when we talk at the end, because there's so much.
There's so much.
There's so much to talk about.
So much.
All right. Let's talk about
Definitely
the biggest moment from the episode, the meltdown. Okay, y'all, it has been setting up for a while now. We've got sweet little Liz here, rumored billionaire, where Liz is, we've been seeing her the past couple episodes where she's just kind of struggling a little bit. She really wanted that Tevin move to be hers, and Tevin, the soda move to be hers. Tevin took all of her glory. Then she decides, okay, we're going to get out Tevin. She gets the ball rolling. And Q goes off on his little tangent where he tries to quit the game, steals her thunder, and then turns around, is left out on the vote on Hunter, and she is done with these hoe bags.
She is hilarious.
Hilarious.
They do the reward challenge. Before the reward challenge, we find out it's Applebee's. She's audibly excited about Applebee's. It has
y'all, whenever my husband was like, what is she doing? When Jeff is describing the Applebee's, she's like
she was practically orgasmic. This was the moment she had been waiting for. Mind you, also, she cannot eat most things. She's allergic to chicken, coconut.
She shouldn't be there, folks. Come on.
She could be there, though. She's obviously doing it.
She's
obviously doing it. Rice is a way to get through. Surprise, surprise. They don't give a fuck about her eating rice. So she's out there trying to get this done. So then you have Applebee's. It gives her a little bit of home. You know how much Jeff loves love. And so this would have gave her a little bit of home, a little bit of peace. And it would have been something she definitely could have eaten because she's not allergic to beef. So she can finally eat this beef. I think she is allergic to gluten too, by the way, because if you look at the picture where she's eating, she has a picture from Applebee's with her and her daughter. And
it was legit, y'all. I guess this picture could have been taken after she played Survivor and then sent in. But either way, when Karishma claimed to be the biggest fan of Applebee's, I don't think that was legit. I think Liz, no shit, was the biggest fan of Applebee's.
She posted a picture today in front of Applebee's.
Well, yes, the picture that she had though with her daughter that they had in the episode, she has just the burger cut up and there's no bread on the plate. So I think she also has a gluten allergy.
She's paleo. Okay, relax.
Well, no, I don't. I think she's just allergic.
Nobody taught her about Ozempic. Okay.
Wait, hold on. The reason I bring this up though is because there's only a few things she can eat, and this, of all of the different rewards, is one she can definitely eat. And so when she doesn't win the challenge as expected, by the way, Q whipping through this challenge. I think Q was throwing before, and then now he has to win. So now he's trying to go as hard as he can. I think I know what you're saying.
I don't think Q was throwing whenever they were on Yanu together.
No, not on Yanu. Not on Yanu. I think
I don't think Q is just an excellent challenge beast. I think he is decent.
I think he's decent, but he was actively bad in the individual challenges early, and I think now he's trying to turn on. I think Charlie's a really good challenge player, but I think that he's just trying to turn it on.
For 2 years on his hand muscles.
Yeah. The reason though I bring this up is because when she loses
for a lot longer,
very obviously you're going to get to bring people, and she loses. So
hold on. So they did a secret scene, and when they got the tree mail, they knew that it was going to be the best reward of the season and that the winner was going to get to pick people. So Liz was already petitioning to go on the reward before the reward. And
interesting. She started a campaign early.
She was already hey y'all, if this is something I could eat, I would really, really appreciate being taken. And she does not say it to Q because her and Q don't have any relationship. She says it to like Charlie and Kinsey, I think. And they're like, yes, of course, this is your reward, Liz. Like, it's okay. You're going to get to go.
And well, so she goes there. When Q wins, Q says, I want to rebuild my relationship with Tiff so she can come. Jeff says, you got one more. He says, Mama Maria came and checked on me. So she's next. At that moment, you see it processing happening for me with the second pick because he says, it's someone that came and checked on me, and she starts immediately tapping Maria on the shoulder, says, all right, it's you. This is upsetting, but this is fine. I get this. Then Jeff says, you have one.
And it's the way that he goes about it, because, hey, you can pick one more. Well, Jeff, Liz hasn't eaten.
Well, no. Before that, you get the please, Q. I would like to go. It's my favorite meal, and I would love to have this memory with my daughter. Jeff says, hey, man, she's openly begging. So Q, one more. And then that's when Q goes, like you just said.
She hasn't really eaten in like 18 days.
And I don't give a shit.
But I'm going to choose Kinsey because we've been in this thing together the whole time. And I was like shaking. I was shaking with Liz out of anticipation of like, please, Q, do not choose this woman because I am a villain and I wanted him to make this decision. And I was like, please don't choose her. This is so great. Before even knowing what was coming, I was like, this will be so funny. Please don't choose her. That's so mean. I don't care.
But here's the thing. And this is the part that like I have been saying since we've been covering Q and Tiffany. Q's a game player. He's trying his best to play the game. So Liz does not do anything for his game. Therefore, she was never coming. Sir, and that's why it's the funniest thing to me.
You wrote my name down 2 times last night. Twice.
Yes.
You had the opportunity to flip your vote with everyone else and vote Hunter.
Yes.
And you still wrote my name down. Ma'am, I don't owe you shit.
Counter argument.
Yeah.
Is this not the first way to start something with her, to make something?
I have no interest in starting anything with you.
But that's stupid. I'm sorry.
Why?
Because he has nobody else to play with right now.
What are you talking about? Tiffany and Kinsey have a previous relationship with him. Let me try to rekindle this.
It's over.
It's over.
Let me try to fix
my name down and never cared about me.
Right.
Why is it over?
But I'm going to give this girl Applebee's. She's going to literally be eating from me.
No, that doesn't change anything.
I'm going to try to fix something with the 2 girls. Like, we've been through hell together over there on Yanu. I'm going to try to fix something with them. And the one person that clearly has a little bit of interest in working with him.
Correct.
Who makes 100%
the best
decision.
Correct. And right here in the chat, Dawn says, although it would have been nice, she's not going to work with him. She had to be convinced later by Maria to even vote Tiff because she did not want to work with him under no circumstances.
And also, like Q said in a tweet today, Liz would not have chosen him.
She wouldn't have. There's no way. So it's not like, and that's why it's just so funny to me because it was this moment, like you were never this person's friend. And so for you to think in any world he would take you, I don't care that you haven't eaten. I also don't care that you have this connection with your daughter. These are two reasons why I don't want you to go.
0 cares.
Because 0 fucks. I give 0 fucks about these things for you because you've done nothing for me in this game in terms of like not even as a friend, but like we are not working together. We never have worked together.
Let's add a wrinkle to this. How about humanity?
See, that's the thing.
$1 million.
But forget the $1 million part. Q, that's why I've said all along, you watched him with Banu. You watched him. So why in the world are you now asking about humanity? Him and Tiffany came to play a game. And after these 26 days, I may never speak to you guys again. I'm here to play a game all along. This is Monopoly for those two, and
not
I've loved it.
Not only that, like, two things. One, I can't speak on Liz's allergies completely because I do not know. But I don't think she is like deathly allergic to these fruits. Huh?
To anything.
Well, I don't think she is deathly allergic to these fruits. Like, if she comes into any type of contact with them, she's going to go into like anaphylactic shock. Okay? I don't think we are at that point. No. She would not be able to play Survivor.
Well, she even said her throat just gets a little swollen.
Right. Okay. Guess what? When I eat pineapple, my tongue swells up. Guess what? I still fucking eat pineapple because I like it. So
I think the allergies, I feel like if that's off base. I mean, like if she's allergic and she can't eat it, then she can't eat it. Like
my point with it all is that they're not going to let this woman die. Okay.
Correct.
So if she doesn't get this Applebee's meal, they're either, like you said, they're either going to pull her from the game if she is at the level of, complete starvation, or she's going to be okay.
Yeah. But even beyond that, Sheldon, you asked for humanity. Why is it my responsibility to take care of this other grown adult? If this person has done nothing for me, this is a game. This is a game. This is a game. And in the game...
She has made the choice to play a game where she knows she is not going to have
I'm not arguing against what y'all are saying, in truth. Like, I'm really not. Like, I get it's a game. In fact, that's the reason why I love these shows, is because of this strategic part. All I'm arguing is that maybe that's part of the reason why I'm not good at these games. And that is, I would never not have given her the food. Right?
I would have probably also given her the food, but I also would have never been in the position that I am as Q in terms of like where I am in the game. I would have never like turned on Tiffany the way I did. I would have never gotten to as deep as a shithole as Q's in. So I wouldn't have done that to begin with. But that's what's interesting here, is because I hear you, Liz, but I don't care, because as a game player, like I keep mentioning it because I told you two this like weeks ago when I was watching them sit there with Banu. As I was watching it, that first one where Banu started to melt down, I was like, oh, I love these two stone cold players because they're here to play. They don't really care about the shenanigans that are happening here. Here's another example where he turns to Jeff. I hear Liz, but Kenzie here is someone I'm looking to rebuild something.
And so also from Tiffany's exit press, Maria and Kenzie both tried to give up their reward for Liz.
Said no.
And Q said, no, y'all are who I chose and who I want to share my reward with.
Yep.
And did not let them switch out with Liz.
Correct.
And it's also great. I love it from Tiffany too, that Tiffany did not volunteer.
Correct, because these two are game players. That's what and Sheldon, you would have got swept up in the humanity, which is what happened when Maria and Kenzie are like, I can sit. She can go in my place. I'm here to play a game, and I won this reward. If you don't want to go, you don't have to go. But she's not coming instead. Like, this is not.
Yeah, I'll pick somebody else. Charlie.
Exactly. Charlie, you interested? I will do something different, but I have no interest in taking her. And I'm not going to be taking her. I want this reward.
There was a moment when I saw Kenzie's face in that little second where I thought she was about to say, let's switch. And then she like stepped back.
She probably did. Oh, she probably did. She probably did. And they cut that part because they're not going to. He said, no, we're not doing that. And it's funny because they go back and Ben's like, he's such a villain. And it's like, no, he's not. He just has no interest in working with you, Liz.
He is a new era villain. And I love it.
Is that a villain by just deciding that I won this reward?
Yeah, not being nice, Kevin, is a villain. Okay, so that is what a villain is now. But the whole point of this segment is Jeff says, Liz, I'd like to give you an opportunity to express what you're feeling.
Sort of, something like that. Yeah, he said, yeah.
And Liz turns around.
Oh, wait, you watches her like neck, like crack,
like exorcism.
Yeah.
And it erupts from her, from deep within her soul. And I mean, I have seen so many tweets and I've read like so much stuff on Twitter, and I think that there is a split of the population, probably the people that would have chosen Liz because of humanity. Those people are all like, this was just such a raw, visceral moment. Like, this woman, she is suffering, da 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 da. And then there's the other half of the population that was like, this was fucking epic, and this was so funny to watch this meltdown. And obviously I fall in the latter category because I was laughing.
I loved it. I loved it because when she explodes and she says, I hate you guys, I don't want to be around you guys, Q, you have ruined my game
and my life,
took my moment, you don't let me eat this, and this memory with my daughter, blah blah blah, woo. And she's going through every grievance. She's airing. It is Festivus out here on the island for her today, and she says, "Q, I have grievances, and you're going to hear me tell you about them." And she goes in, and I'm sure part of it got cut, and she just goes in on him. And as I'm sitting at my house, I'm chuckling because I'm like, he didn't even ruin your game. Like, you wanted recognition for a move you felt like you made, and he was doing something different because he's not locked in with you. So
he's playing his own game.
He's playing his own game. So no, he didn't ruin your game. Oh, this thing that you did to get Tevin out, you're mad that he took attention from you. Bro, he's doing his own thing over here. He's not paying you any mind. Tonight you wanted to go get some food. You didn't get food before. He was willing to sit out and eat that rice. He tried to help you get the rice. Others didn't give a fuck about you. And that's the funniest thing to me about this whole thing. There's just been time and time and time again where they've proven that they don't give a fuck about Liz, right? When they tried to get rice, they didn't care. When she tried to make the move with Soda, Tevin didn't care. When she makes the move on Tevin, they almost don't do it. It's her idea. They almost don't do it because they don't really care about what she wants. When Q stands up and takes the spotlight from her, didn't care. They leave her out, didn't care. Even today, Q's like, food for you, don't care. It's just the amount of times that Liz is discounted as to why she won't be able to win this game either. And it's just hilarious watching it all come out like this.
It's also sad and
it's not.
And hurts my heart a little.
It's not sad. It's a game, and sorry.
Yes,
that's how I feel when I look at this.
Sorry about your damn luck.
I cannot even express to you how entertaining this was.
It's not even evil. I'm not evil. Kylie is. I'm not even evil. But this
Kylie is. She says
Kylie's evil. I'm not even evil. But there's no reason that Q should be even in this position with her. Because she feels all these certain waves and she's exploding on him. And he's like, bro, like we're ships in the night. I don't really know what you're doing over here.
Yeah. So Liz just absolutely unleashes. She goes back to the beach and she continues. She's trying to make a fire. She can't start the fire to make her little rice. She doesn't have rice yet, excuse me. And she's just trying to start a fire. The day is bad. And like I can understand that. I can relate to that. Like, you have those days where you're like, not one fucking thing can go right for me today. Now that I can relate to. And she is done. When she throws the machete, I'm like, I feel you, sis. But this is still just great. Great TV. Great entertainment.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So to give us the other side. Go ahead.
There is no other side. Like, I don't like when we see mental health parts.
This is not even a mental health thing.
This felt like cerebral. It felt like a lot. Again,
if Liz posted and was like, I was, having a mental breakdown here, like actual mental health crisis, not funny anymore. That's a completely separate thing. I think this is just sheer frustration. She's hungry. She's tired. She doesn't have any energy. She is not operating on all of her cylinders. Like, this is all game to me, and it's funny.
Okay.
It was literally. You ever used a Instapot?
No, but I know what that is.
It's at the when the food is done and you have to release the steam. That's all this was. Is that she pushed the lever when Jeff says, Liz, if you want to share, go ahead if you can. We would love you to share what you're feeling right now.
We would love to get some good content for Kylie right now. Let's go.
I don't think they thought that there would be this. And then you hit the little thing, the little lever, the steam comes out, and this was it. And I loved it. I loved every second of it. This was not a mental health thing.
And the cherry on top. They get back to the beach the next day, and they're like, "Oh, we don't want to know all of it because we're trying to be nice to Liz,
but let's tell you all of it.
Share us a little bit." And they said,
Charlie, yes.
We couldn't even eat the burger.
That was great. That was great.
Like the knife in the back. This was the moment that absolutely
if I'm Liz,
goes out into the ocean and just lets her emotions bleed out there too.
If I'm Liz, I'm sitting there and I'm like listening, and then she's like, "You didn't even eat the burger. Didn't even eat the burger." That's what I would have been like.
Were you afraid that we were going to get some of this?
That would have been the fact that she like sitting there listening. Didn't eat the burger.
It was.
Now, why do you have glasses?
Because I wear contacts.
It was the cherry on top of the whole segment. It is everything I needed. All right, we could literally talk all night long about this meltdown, but we got to move on. We know Liz is obviously going to get her rice, so she is going to survive. She is going to make it to the end of this game. It's only like 4 days away.
One thing I want to say about that before we move on. The fact that once again, they prove that they don't give a fuck about her because they're like, she hasn't eaten. We know she hasn't eaten. We just watched her melt down. Kenzie's like, I mean, I'll step out because I'm a human. And human moment, I'll step out to get her some rice.
Even Ben wouldn't. Ben, you villain.
Yeah. Anyone else? No?
Ben's
no one else.
Ben's rocking out.
Well, that did not rock.
That did not rock.
That did not rock.
He would not sit out. That did not rock.
All right. So as they head into the immunity challenge, Tiffany, she's still an option a little bit. Q, he's an option. So Charlie and Maria, who are definitely driving the strategy bus of the season, they decide, hey, you know what? Those two can't win. And so as the immunity challenge starts winding down, we've got a showdown between Charlie and Tiffany. Charlie was not letting go until Tiffany let go. It just wasn't going to happen. And when it's just the two of them left, Charlie's going to have to bring this one home. So they managed to go in, do what they want to do, and Tiffany does not win. Q does not win. So both of the juicy options are on the table. And let's talk about it. So they talk with Kenzie and they're like, okay, Kenzie, remember that thing yesterday that you wanted to do where you wanted to vote Tiffany out with her idol? Well, this is the time. This is the time. And they're right, y'all, because they are now at the final 8?
Yep.
Like, if you let Tiffany get through to this, she can play her idol, guarantee herself the top 6. If she wins one competition, she is right there making fire. So, like, you have basically this one opportunity.
But what does Kenzie say?
Kenzie's like, yesterday it felt okay. Today it doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel like the right decision to me anymore.
It's because they just are so done with Q. They're just so done with Q. Can we just get rid of Q? Well, now's the time to get rid of Q.
And let me just say how amazing Q has been for Charlie and Maria. Because the truth is, if there wasn't a big personality like Q around, there's no way they would not have been targeted yet. They would be the two big pair. They would be the ones that everybody's saying, wow, they seem to be in everybody's pocket. They seem to be running this shit. But Q is this really large distraction that has allowed them to get rid of other targets along the way. It's been pretty, thank you, Q. Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, he's absolutely the smoke screen. And so Kenzie's like, you know what?
Leaf scored. Sorry.
With the ship sailed, I don't want to get Tiffany out anymore. But let's just do Q. And Maria and Charlie are like, yeah, we could just do Q. He does kind of suck, and like he kind of sucks the life out of camp. He's not really that fun anymore, and it could be easy. Let's just get rid of him. And they're like, well, we could do that, or we could pull Q in. We still have Ben over here who knows what the fuck is going on with him, and we just need one more.
I loved at this moment when Charlie's like, we can tell Liz. And then Maria's like, I don't want to tell Liz. And then she's like, well, there's Venus. I definitely don't want to tell.
Yeah.
Okay. It's crazy.
Me that was that he was stalling on, but it's not just me. Yeah. So peace out, Kevin. Bye, hoe bag. All right.
Yeah. No, but it's true what he was saying, because there is this weird thing about this cast, how they are such personalities that have so been set and ingrained in everybody's mind that it's very hard to maneuver the game right now with people that you don't fully trust, but you actually do need their number. You need their vote.
Yeah, I mean, but Maria, like, she just doesn't like Venus, I don't think. And, they had that little conversation where Maria was like, yeah, I just, I don't like how you are, basically. I'm a grown woman. It's not how I handle things. And so Maria's like, no Venus. Liz, oh my gosh, like, we're not going to be able to convince Liz to do this. I mean, she just erupted on Q.
Yep.
We can't, this isn't going to happen. And Charlie is like, I think we can do it.
Can we talk strategically about Kenzie's yearning to get back with Kenzie? Like, I was also I was always a little scared about Kenzie being willing to make the move on Tiffany, because I'm not sure if it's strategically in her best interest, because she will never outrank the three Sigas in that group. So to me, it always puts her in a bit of a deficit. So I didn't fully understand it outside of her potentially irrational fear that Tiffany will get her first. I don't see any evidence of that at all.
Yeah, I don't see any evidence of Tiffany wanting to get her first. Kenzie is right in that she cannot go to the end with Tiffany. Tiffany will beat her. But
that
I don't think
in Modern
Tiffany
Survivor
was imminently coming for her.
Yeah, in Modern Survivor, it seems to be this thing where you want to put your biggest ally's head on on a mantle in your home, and I don't get it. It's like, it's for whatever reason, this seems like if the opportunity is there, take it. But why orchestrate this to make it harder on you? I don't get that. And that's
unless
what she actively
have, like, this other really clear path. I don't understand it. Like I said, I can understand. I cannot go to the end with Tiffany. She is going to beat me because she would have beat her. But I don't think that, like I said, the position that she would have put herself in with Ben as her best ally. Well, I mean, even if Ben is closer to her than he is to Charlie and Maria, this duo is not stronger than this duo.
And with respect, he showed in the last tribal council that he's not. He showed in the last tribal council that, Kenzie may have been there for him when he had an anxiety attack, but he's still with Siga. It is a Siga 3. This is Siga 3. This is
well, it's a Siga 2 with an attachment
with a free vote that does whatever they want.
It's Siga 2 featuring Ben.
Featuring is a little too strong.
Yeah,
it's like background singer Ben.
Yeah,
he's in the band. And nobody knows.
They go through with this vote, and one thing I thought was great was that Maria wanted this to be her move in taking out Tiffany. Kenzie brings it to her last episode, so then it's no longer Maria's move, but then now leaving out Kenzie, it becomes Maria's move once again, which is fantastic for her. The thing that I did not understand, and I think we could move to the final point, is why didn't Tiffany play her idol? Because in most situations, I like the bluff. I love the bluff. But as me and you talked about last week, Sheldon, you bluffed last week, so you gotta play this week. Because last week, fantastic bluff on it. Because you told them, "Hey man, I'm ready to get rid of this damn thing," and so you swerve this way, and they're like, didn't see that one coming. You can't swerve again. You gotta just play it and then go find it.
But this has to be to, we need to marvel at Charlie, at Maria. Like, we have to marvel at them because they made it so clear that, we're on board. Let's just do Q, right? Like, it is part of their gameplay of making her feel so comfortable. And as last week I said, Tiffany read the room right and didn't use the idol. She read the room wrong. And the truth is, logically, if I was her, I would have used it too.
No. I last week was the right read. No, let me tell you why. Because last week was the right read. We're 100% correct. Because I read right last week. There's no way they're going to let me get through this again. There's no way.
So I'm saying she had the wrong.
In addition, even if I play it incorrectly today and it's not me, I said all the things right last week about how I don't want this damn thing and all this stuff. I have to now actually get rid of it because I cannot be holding on to this damn thing because they remember all the stuff I said about how I don't want it. So,
and I mean, just logically, you have Kinsey, who, as far as you know, is your loyal ride or die to the end of this game.
Which is amazing that hasn't leaked yet.
Do what?
It's amazing that it has not leaked.
Yeah, well, that's because it's only been 24 hours and there's a lot going on. And she was away for a lot of it with Tiffany on the sanctuary visit. Okay. But then, so you've got Kinsey, who you think is your loyal ally. You have Q, which you're going to vote out, but whatever. You have options. You have people that are willing to work with you. You're pretty decent in challenges. 100%. You play the idol. If you're wrong, you're wrong. Oh well, you found it once, you can find it again, or you can rely on your social game, your physical game.
And you have a good social game. You know that the reason that you're a target is because your idiot friend Q told people that you had an idol.
Right, exactly. Like nobody was saying your name until Q told them you had the idol. You weren't on anybody's radar. So just burn it.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. If she plays the idol and they try to vote her out and Q goes home, I don't know that they're looking at Tiffany next vote.
Right.
Because their biggest concern was the idol.
Yeah.
The idol's now gone. And so now do they start looking at a Liz? They start looking at a Charlie. They start looking at a Maria or even Kinsey. Because I could definitely see Charlie and Maria feeling like, Ben's too close to Kinsey. We need to bring Ben back in. We got to get rid of Kinsey. Because everyone's conversation was about the idol itself and how her having it made it dangerous. And they're correct.
Damn, Tiffany is a good social player and she's good physically and she has an idol. It was like, she's got this idol. We cannot let that continue to go on.
I really hope that we see Tiffany again.
100%. I think that she's a lock.
I have to say, Tiffany, this is the last time I get to say it. Me and Sheldon were way wrong about you.
We were wrong, but you were wrong last night. But we were wrong.
And not even that you were wrong last night. You're being greedy. You're being greedy. You even said in the final words, you said that you were hoping to make it one more and stretch it out one more. You're being a little greedy, but you were a fantastic player, both physically, socially, mentally. I respect the way you play the game. It was an amazing situation. You were so smart, and whatever you said in your pregame shit, I'm glad that you started lying then, because whatever you said then made you seem boring and uninteresting, and you were not any of that. So thank you for playing the game the way you did.
Great character. But let's also talk about the fact that for the second episode in a row and the third time this season, someone has been blindsided with an idol.
Yep.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, idols are hard, man. You find them, but then you
like
also don't know when to
season
play them.
48, they're going to play the idol as soon as they get it. They're going to be like, oh, hell no, this is not happening to me.
Well, I would play it as soon as I think too many people know about it.
Yeah.
So you don't think that you should tell everybody about your
No, once again, and like I said, but we talked about it last week. Telling Q and Kinsey brought them together to her, and she was able to ride with that to the end. Q turning on Tiffany still makes no sense. Like it didn't make sense when it happened. It doesn't make sense now. Kinsey never told about her idol because that was because she kept her locked in and it kept them close. But the moment that Tiffany found out that everybody knew about it, because I didn't tell them. If I'm Tiffany, if I told them, that's one thing. I didn't tell these motherfuckers about my idol.
But that's why you shouldn't tell people, because that is their information to then share. And that's what's probably going to happen. 9 times out of 10, they're going to share your information. They are.
You have to use it to bond people. Otherwise, you're a hunter. You have it. No one believes you anyway. You play it maybe or you don't because you're trying to read the room and then you go home with it in your pocket. That's what happens when you tell nobody. So which one is it, Kylie?
No,
we just watched it. He went home before.
Guess what? Hunter was an idiot. Hunter, all he had to do was play the damn idol and vote out whoever he wanted to vote out. He didn't need to tell anybody.
We just saw Tiffany use the information to garner allies. And in fact, she got Charlie to tell. Charlie decided to tell her about it because he's like, I would like to work with Tiffany. Let me tell you what happened. Q told us all about your idol.
No, I don't.
So it's like,
that Charlie told her that because he wanted to work with her. I think Charlie told her that because he wanted to let her know how big of a snake Q was. We didn't see anything that showed that Charlie wanted to work with Tiffany.
Agree to disagree.
Okay, cool. All right, so we are at the point of the episode where we talk about our winner picks. Unfortunately, Kevin and I no longer have winner picks. Kevin has now lost 2 winner picks. He is moving on to his third, and I'm moving on to my second.
And my entire team is still around.
I would like to choose Charlie as my new winner pick.
Okay.
I've been
Kylie, you lost your winner first. Since you lost your winner first, that makes sense. I respect it.
What do you think about Charlie's chances in the game, Kylie?
I think that there's about a 70% chance Charlie's winning this game.
And with that, I'm going to pick the person with 30% chance. I will be taking Maria.
I disagree that Maria has a 30% chance because I think that Sheldon's winner pick, Kinsey, also still has a great chance of winning.
Yeah, I think that the Tiffany vote out puts Maria in a little bit of a more difficult position to actually win the game because her numbers are really going to start. Well, they've dwindled. Kenzie, yes, Kenzie. And I think this is the time where I'm hoping we could actually see the Kenzie from the first 2 episodes of this game, where she was doing too much. I'm ready to see her to start doing more strategic.
I have a question for you too. How about Q saying, I came up with the plan, and if these 4 people go with me, we'll see what happens?
Meh.
I
thought that was
fantastic television.
Look,
I thought that was
there are moments of genius with Q. That's the crazy part. Like I don't understand Q. I don't get it.
What do you mean? I don't
know if he's an idiot or a genius or somewhere in between or both all the time. I don't know what it is.
Q is about to have a long road ahead of him in reality television because we are going
this
to
is
see
his new
him
career.
on a challenge. It's a lock. We are going to see him on a future season of Survivor. It is a lock. Q is going to be able to make a little career.
Every picture I see of Q out there in the wild, he has a Q skirt on.
Yeah.
Like Q it's but like no, Q's genius. Everything is genius. None of it is wild. Because even the wild moments are an attempt at genius. For sure. The vote for me move was an attempt to try to deflect the vote. Like it's all just trying things. He's just playing. He's playing the whole time.
Yeah, he's playing hard
the entire time. And so I thought that was super clever to be like, I came up with a plan, Jeff. We'll see what happens. And It's not his plan, but
Yeah.
it's unimportant at the moment. I thought that was great. Before we get up out of here, let's do. I love to do a ranking from least likely to win to most likely. For me, I'm now at with Tiffany gone. I'm now at Q at the bottom, then Venus, then Liz, then Ben. No, Liz, then actually Kinsey, then Ben, then Maria, then Charlie. That's where I'm at.
I'm basically the same, except I would swap Kinsey and Ben.
I have a different ranking.
And actually, I may even swap. I think I might go Charlie, most likely to win. Charlie, Kinsey, Maria, Ben, Liz, Venus, Q. Yeah.
I don't know. My ranking has changed. And last week, Kevin, you and I had pretty much the same ranking. But
Yeah, we're at now.
I'm at Charlie, Maria, Kenzie, Q, Venus, Lisbon.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, just judging by the edit, Ben is not winning. He is invisible, and there are 7 people left in the game.
Yeah.
Like,
well, last week I agree with you, but last week when we were talking, when me and Sheldon were talking, I had the exact same reasoning for Maria. The exact same. She was invisible, and then.
I mean, I think if Ben were to get to the end, and we talked about this before we came on the air, if Ben gets to the end with Venus and Q, who are very unliked by the jury, I think
He
Ben
wins.
will win. Huh?
No, I think Ben wins. I think. Wins.
Yeah, I think that Ben could win just on likability, and I think that there is a great possibility that we have a better jury, and so that is why I
was giving some looks last night.
Well, that is why I'm still hanging on to a Kinsey win. Like, I think Kinsey can win the game because she may get to the end and be the most likable person left, and I can see her winning because of that.
I agree. I don't know about bitter. Like, I don't know about the bitterness. I think they just there's 2 people they actively don't like. There's 2 people they actively do not like or respect. Yeah. And so Venus and Q are out, in my opinion. And then Liz, as I ran through real quickly, they've multiple times proven they don't give a fuck what Liz is doing. So that's why Liz is out.
Yeah. And I mean, and like I said, just based off of the edit, at this point, I don't think Ben can win.
Yeah.
Like,
We've
not gotten anything from Ben the whole season. I mean, Maria had this great first episode, and she's kind of always been there a little in all of the episodes. Not as much as Charlie. It's still 100%, not 100%, but, vastly told from Charlie's point of view. That is why I really think Charlie has by far the biggest chance of winning this game. We'll see what happens. And in addition to that, like with Charlie and Maria playing this game so closely together, where Kinsey pointed out, like, hey, me and Tiffany, we've got the same story. We voted the same. We've, made all the same moves. I think that is the same thing that happens if Charlie and Maria get to the end together. But I think, sorry, I hate to say it, but Charlie's archetype has just a better odds of winning.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Agreed.
Wow. We all agree.
Once
moment, y'all. All right. So on that note, while everybody's all, rainbows and butterflies agreeing with each other, we will be back next week to talk about episode 11. We just have a few episodes left, y'all, and we're going to be wrapping up season 46. It has been a wild ride, and I think that the last 4 episodes have been thoroughly enjoyable. I'm excited to see how the rest of the season plays out, and let's see what ends up happening.
Really
do we get a boring winner or do we get a fun winner? Just kidding. All right.
Also, join us Sunday to recap the latest episode of the Challenge All Stars 4 with our friend Brandon Nelson, who was in the house when all of this was going down. Join us Sunday, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Pacific.
Is he still in the game?
Yep.
You'll need to watch to find out.
Oh shit.
And also check out Justice for Dean Thomas podcast I do with some people about Harry Potter. Not Survivor, Harry Potter.
All right. We will be back next Thursday, and we will see all you guys later. Bye, y'all.
Go Leafs, go.